Hello and welcome to the booth.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is John Fox here,
And B blocks too.
and we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to be recording two podcasts at once because our guest is caboos15, and he has his own talk show, his own podcast, and so he'll be interviewing us, and we'll be interviewing him.
Just give a moment for all your heads to wrap around that.
Yeah. It's like a job interview, except both people are the interviewer. All right. So without further ado, and also I want to note that we tried this earlier, but the recording messed up. So this is actually the second time we're recording this podcast.
Yeah.
But this time we actually have Wes here, so it's all good.
Yeah, so, we have a negative that it failed, but we have a plus because now we've got an extra person to, bring happy and joy and laughter, and I don't know where I'm going with this.
All right. So I think without further ado, let's get started. So I want to start off the same way we did last time, and I already know the answer to this now, but since people didn't hear it, let's ask again. So where did your name come from?
Okay. So, hello, my name's caboos15, and the name...
yeah, you should probably introduce yourself too.
Jeez.
See, it doesn't help doing this before, because now your mind's
Yeah.
set between this one and that one, so you're thinking, okay, did I already ask that, or did I do that in the last one?
Yeah, this is gonna be really iffy. Anyway, go on.
So, shall I answer the question, or shall I introduce myself?
Let's introduce yourself first, so people know who they're listening to.
Okay, hello everyone, my name's caboos15. I do my own talk show called Talking with caboos15. Random podcast thing called Game Mysteries. I do the odd bit of machinima, the odd bit of machinima acting, and yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell.
All right, and where does your name come from? Because that's a fascinating story.
Okay. Oh, thank you. My name, caboos15, is the only online name I've ever gone by so far. It started about 4 years ago, back when PlayStation 3 came out in 2007. PlayStation Network. Of course, many people out there probably already guessed this, but of course the caboose part comes from Red vs. Blue.
Yay!
Which is, of course, my own personal favourite machinima. I've seen loads of machinimas, but I've always enjoyed Red vs. Blue, and of course the character Caboose, because I know it's now, but I can still relate to him, like how he thinks sometimes. But yeah, so the Caboose part comes from that because he's my favourite character and everything. And apart from I spell my name different, I don't have the E on the end. And of course the 15 is actually a number of bit of value to me because it's the age I started online gaming on PlayStation, well, just going online in general. So that's the age I started doing that, because originally I would just, on the PS2 single player, PS3 comes out, PlayStation Network, huge, wide, free network to run around, shoot people, and all kinds of fun. So yeah, so 15 is a bit of significant value for me because that's when I really started getting into gaming online.
Awesome. And I myself am a huge Red vs. Blue fan. I was able to meet the guys at Comic-Con last year, or the past Comic-Con.
Lucky beggar.
Yeah, which was really awesome. And they're really nice guys. And I wish I knew them more personally. Like, I'm on the Rooster Teeth community site, but I'm not very active, so like they don't know me, but I know them.
Oh, that doesn't sound stalkerish at all, does it?
I just realized that when I said it.
Hi, I'm at your window. I know you, but you know me. But that doesn't really matter right now. Can I have a clipping of your hair?
Yeah. I actually got a Caboose messenger bag signed by those guys.
Sweet.
So that's awesome.
At least you guys are in the stage where you guys can order the DVDs properly and, probably meet them. I'm stuck here in the UK where I can't really get the DVDs and stuff. But I can still watch on the net for free, so I guess I can't complain
I'm
too
pretty
much.
sure they do have a presence in the UK. I mean, they hire a lot of British people.
I shall find them one day.
They had like Gavin for the longest time.
Personally, I would interview them myself, but because it's just like, one, I don't think I'm there yet to really ask them. Two, me with the name Caboose going towards the guys with the character called Caboose and trying to not make out I'm some creepy fan just trying to speak with them, that would be a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess with that, we'll head right into our first question, which I guess will be asked on the booth side, which is how did you get into this? Like, I guess most of these questions are written for voice actors, but I guess we can modify this. How did you get into like your machinima and your online gaming?
Well, with the machinima came completely by accident. Literally, this was by complete chance, accident, random, which pretty much sums up me and my friend's entire like machinima making and how I got into interviews and stuff. Basically, well, it all started with the machinima, which for us at MH was just a group I'm a part of. Check us out. Check them out. The funny guys and everything. We played the game called Warhawk, which when it first came, massive game.
Awesome.
And we had our group together, the MH clan, Men of Honor, we called. Not that was sexist or anything.
Do you have a website for your group or whatever?
Oh yeah, we do. We do have a forum room. I personally haven't been on there for a bit. I've been busy, but yeah, we do have a forum room where we chat with fans and organize videos.
Cool.
And
I shall link that. If you're watching on iTunes, the Booth Enhanced podcast, you'll be able to click on it right now. Okay.
Okay.
Go on.
just click it. Just click it. There. No, to the left. Right. No, down. No, that's the right.
It'll open in another
Stop
window,
it.
so you can still listen to us while you're viewing that site. Anyway, go on.
Okay, so ironic because originally we would, like any other clan, out there do a match, and this happened before our first match, and we wanted to start a server and talk strategy, which kind of happened. But first, what happened was we all met up in a certain spot. Don't know why, even though we could hear each other. Thinking about how we could hear anyone anywhere on the map, but we all decided to crowd around this one area. And me being, well, I was 15, so I was a little bit younger, still maturing as such. And me being an idiot, sensitivity, whatever, go running up and I go, okay lads, let's get some exercise in. And up and down and up and down. And I start crouching up and down. The guys laughed and everything. And our guy in charge, John, who's a great friend, known him now for like 4 years, actually met him and everything, great guy, said we got to do something with that. So we did win the match, by the way. We did go on to win the clan match afterwards, even though we had no plan. So originally, what John did was pretty clever, but some people might call amateurish. He used his PS3 to have the game up, and he used his brother's PS3 to plug in a PlayStation Eye and point at the screen. So a bit amateurish, yes, but it's what we had at the time.
Yeah.
So we did that. So we did that video, which was a exercise video, which was completely impromptu. Quite a lot of that stuff is impromptu now I think about it. Of course, then we did another video like that. Then John got a proper dazzle, a proper recording thing, and that's when it really took off for us. We started making like more videos, and then we got into random sketches for Warhawk, Grand Theft Auto, etc., etc. And that's where it says. Then for me, I got my own channel because John recorded me going around Call of Duty format, just doing a random tour, doing a random voice, and yeah, I got my own channel. Now the interviews started because I was still trying to figure out what to do with my channel. And 3 years ago, Again, with Warhol, we had the EU forums. We would arrange videos, massive events. It was all good fun. And one of the things was there was a guy in there who was considered like the best pilot. Now John recommended the idea of interviewing him, and I was picked for that task. And we went into the game, interviewed him. He showed off some of his piloting skills. It all went well, apart from the part when he lost connection and left the game suddenly, right near the end of the interview. Luckily, it was at the end of the interview, so take that as you will. So that was that. Did a few odd things. Cut to last year, and I had nothing really to do on my channel. Absolutely nothing. Zilch, nana. I didn't know what to do with my channel. It was just sitting there, looking sorry for itself. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try interviews again, but I'm going to do it differently. So I got Skype. Well, not sure I got Skype before or after the interview. But anyway, no, yeah, I had Skype. Yeah, I had Skype beforehand, and I thought, with the calls and stuff, you can see if I can record them. Found Pamela Recorder, which has worked up to now, but I'll get into that later. And yeah, that's a good story and a half. Yeah, John knows about this. You'll find out about this soon. So for the interviews, I didn't want to rush out and try and find someone to be my first interview. So I asked a friend of mine who was doing a Warhog series, which was pretty good, and to test my recording equipment and get like a formula of how I would do it together, and at the same time promoting him, because that's pretty much what my interviews are. They're promoting that people's talent, not like how popular they are, just their talent. So no matter the subscribers and stuff, if I think you got talent, that person's got talent, I will want to promote that in the interviews. So I did that interview with my friend, then I interviewed the guy, machinima director called Smarty, who I've actually interviewed twice, funny enough. That's because he did a review show as well. So I interviewed him, then I did more people, did more. And at this moment in time, it's standing at 36 interviews I've done.
That's really impressive compared to the Boots 5. Yeah, I was looking at some of the interviews you did, and you've got some like big name people like Ellen McLean. That's insane.
Oh yeah, people are surprised I got her. I'm more surprised I got her. Like, for those who are watching going, Ellen McLean, who the bloody hell is that? She's of course the woman who does the voice of GLaDOS in the Portal games, and of course I also got her husband, John Patrick Lowry, who's best known for the sniper in Team Fortress 2 and most of the male citizens in the Half-Life games. And yeah, so I mean, finding people sometimes can be dead easy. Like I was talking to someone who did a Mind series, saying to her like, I'm going to interview Roscoe. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to track down his email, and then she turned around and says, his email's on his website, I was just like, what, really? She's like, yeah. So I rushed to the website and asked him an email. He said, yeah, sure, do the interview. Let me do my civil protection, the tunnel episode. I was like, yeah, no, sure. This was back in April 2010. I interviewed him April 2011. But the guy kept his promise. That I admire.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
So Ellen McLean, it took me a while to track down, to the point now I can't remember how I got an email. So no one asked me, because I won't be able to tell you, because I'm too thick to remember.
All right. So how about your turn?
So yeah.
Question.
Oh right, yeah, of course. Double interview. I forgot about that. See, that's how bad my memory is.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's why I'm proctoring like a boss.
Well, that's it. Funny enough, I was going to interview Wes anyway, so this is good excuse to any to interview. So for you guys do singing and voice acting. So I'll go with you first, John. What got you into voice acting and singing and stuff?
Well, that came by really weird. And I'm about to tell my life story here in like a nutshell. But like I never thought I would be a voice actor, which is the weirdest thing. Like I didn't think I would be able to do it. I was actually always kind of afraid to get out there like and have that kind of attention. At first, when I was in elementary school, I wanted to be a computer programmer because that was like the future, and it was nerdy, I guess. I was like a math prodigy, and I guess programming came at least fascinating to me. Although I never was able to actually learn it, and I'm a terrible programmer. And then
I know how you feel.
yeah, and then middle school and high school, I started doing art, like drawing. And at first I was a terrible artist because I got into the really bad habit of drawing I was a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan, and so all of my characters looked like Sonic the Hedgehog. And when I transitioned into drawing humans, they all looked like Sonic, and it was really wacky looking. Because the Sonic the Hedgehog proportions do not work for humans. But eventually, after 6 or 7 years of practicing, I got it down, and I managed to do okay as an artist. I never really got that much attention, but I developed my skill pretty nicely, I think. And then right after high school, I was like, man, I don't want to be an artist, professionally. So I'm going to try something else. And I'd always watched. It's all right, Wes. I'd always watched fan dubs a lot, and I always thought they were pretty mystifying and magical, kind of.
People just like still looking, going, "Ooh, shiny."
Yeah. Well, it's and I guess I never really thought about what really goes into the production of one of those things, so I thought I'd try it myself, and I guess it turned out I had a knack for it or something, because I did it, and I think it turned out well. I mean, I guess if you looked at my first fan dub, it wasn't really as good as what I do now, but considering it was just my first fan dub ever, it was pretty good. So I had a knack for mixing, and I had a knack for voice acting, and I thought, I guess I could do this. And so I started auditioning for things, and I've never stopped since.
So it's basically it's like you've gone with what you really feel that you're really good at doing. Just
yeah, I've kind of gone with the flow. I guess I've tried to decide things before for myself, and it just never worked out. So I just go with the flow, and whatever comes to me, I take it, and I make the best out of it, which I think is a good philosophy for life, I guess.
Fair enough. Now,
Wes is gone, so we can.
Yeah, he's gone BRB.
Yeah, we got to riff a little.
How
about you?
Well,
what did you do before Machinima?
Before Machinima, I just played the games. I mean, again, I always had this idea in my head that I wanted to do Machinima someday, but I just never got it next to it. I mean, when we started doing Machinima, I was the one who was explaining to John and I what it was and everything, because I was the Machinima nut, and I've watched tons of Machinima. I really, really like the genre. I mean, it's hard to find Machinima nowadays because I don't know. I feel
there's machinima.com.
Yeah, but that website lost its video thing and all its recent things on the channel have been reviews and non-Machinima stuff. Machinima is meant to be filming something in a 3D real-time environment.
Yeah.
I think people forget that because you see animations saying Mortal Kombat, Machinima, but it's not Machinima. It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
So I'm searching all around. I mean, and yeah, I just really, really love Machinima. I love. I mean, it's in my head, it's gaming, then Machinima. Those are the two forms of mediums I really like.
Yeah, gaming. I think the whole generation's into that gaming thing. I wonder what the future's gonna be like.
So if motion control continues, probably that 3D hopefully will be dead by then. I mean, Nintendo. What surprised me about Nintendo is that they've done motion control before. They did motion control back in the 80s, and
Yeah.
it partially worked. But I'm surprised they didn't try to revamp some of the things they did back in the 80s. I mean, I was born in the 90s, so
Yeah, same.
I do my research on the gaming and stuff. So it's like you look back and see like the Power Glove and think, okay.
Power Glove.
So it's like I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't tried to bring that back or Rob the Robot or something like that.
Oh, Rob, that was a terrible thing. Yeah, Nintendo's always been pretty innovative. Like, if you look at all of their controllers, like, they're not conventional controllers. You see, Xbox and Sony, the PlayStation, always has, like, the controller you hold with 2 hands and 4 buttons. But Nintendo, look at their N64 controller. It's like, you need 3 hands to hold it or something.
That's why I liked Nintendo. I mean, looking back, they had like all these accessories, but nowadays their accessories just consist of bits of plastic that you just slot the controller in.
Yeah, it's a little lame.
And I saw like things for like lightsabers. Yeah, that makes sense. Swords. That's kind of like lightsabers again. Fishing rods.
I haven't seen a fishing rod yet.
I've seen a fishing rod, Ron. I've seen God knows how many steering wheels. Even though you just need the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, unless you get like 4 people, then you need 4. But then you got the guy with like the squarish one, the person with the round one. Then you got the confused person with somehow got a triangle one. So yeah, so I think Nintendo. I mean, the Wii U. The thing about that's one thing. We're now looking at the next generation consoles. And I admire the guy who's in charge of Nintendo. I mean, personally, I always play Sony consoles, but I still have an open mind about the other consoles.
Yeah.
And what I admire about the guy who's in charge of Nintendo about the Wii U is that he's already turned around and said, it will not surpass the PlayStation 3 and Xbox.
Huh.
That I admire because that way he's knocking down the hype. He's knocking down people getting overhyped about it and then possibly disappointed.
That's true. If you have high expectations, you're only going to get disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
The Wii U looks really interesting. Like, you have that wacky-looking controller. It's like another screen.
Oh yeah. I mean, like you can play the games without the TV and stuff. Yeah, it does look very clever. It's kind of like the technology that they have between like a tablet and a computer.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
TV screen.
Apple has a thing like that where you can like hook your iPad up to like a TV or something, and then use the iPad as a controller for like a racing game, which works. At least I imagine it works. I've never actually tried it, but tablets are fun to play with.
I said the only thing that got me about the tablets is like it's just a bigger version of an iTouch. That's why I always view them up. It's just like looking at it's kind of like not like the original mobile phones were bricks.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but the future.
Yeah. Most phones nowadays, you're like, it can do this and this and this, and it's like, what? It can also make calls?
Yeah, and now mine makes coffee.
I can't wait for that day.
I don't bother with smartphones. I mean, I've had the same phone since high school. I mean, to me, it's like, eventually I may have to get a smartphone because by the looks of things, that's the future. There's no turning back now. There's not going to be a regular mobile phone anymore. The smartphone is now going to be the dominant mobile device because that's where the market is.
Yeah, and everybody's competing to make a smartphone. Nobody's competing to make like an accordion keyboard phone anymore.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I actually like smartphones just because I'm into that like high technology stuff, and I think I have a knack for just understanding technology.
I like the smartphone, so it's just like at the moment it's just like I'm looking at it, I just can't see myself using it. I mean, I don't have Facebook, I don't have Twitter, I only have YouTube, and when I want to watch a video, I'd rather watch on my laptop screen, the bigger and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to imagine because like I can imagine I feel like I really want one of those like smartphones or something like that, but then when I actually get it, it's like, what do I do with it? Although there are some crazy apps on the App Store. Like there's an app I've seen that makes your iPhone into a remote control that you can control your TV with. So you don't even need your remote anymore. You just use your phone.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Indeed.
isn't it?
And of course now West's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right.
No worries.
We riffed for a little. What was the original question you wanted to ask, Wes?
Now of course, now I'm gonna get to interview mode. And now of course you yourself also do like you do like a lot of music on your channels. And so what got you into music? Was it like something that you were into when you were young, or something that you got into as you grew up?
Well, it all goes all the way back to when I was in 4th grade. We had like our teachers introduced like, oh, like pick an instrument you want to play or something, like for an extra class or something like that. And I picked up the trumpet because I thought it was cool looking, and everyone picked the saxophone because I wanted to be different. And I played the trumpet all through grade school until I graduated from high school, and then I stopped doing it because I didn't feel like, practicing my trumpet every day and cleaning it and all that other stuff kind of felt like a pain. But all those 7 years I learned the trumpet and music itself. I thought I could put that to good use other than an instrument. So one day I bought a program called FL Studio. It's about $100 out of my wallet.
Oh, ouch.
But it's definitely worth it in the end because I can just make any kind of song I want. So many different sounds and beats and all that programming stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
So you can definitely say that you've gone from like physical music to digital music.
Right.
Digital's where it's at.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. Should we move on to the next question? Let's see. I guess it's our turn to ask a question.
Oh, goody.
So what's the latest project you've worked on?
At this moment in time, since so Pamela decided it didn't want me, Wes can back me up on this because I actually tried interviewing Wes before and it went completely well. The interview went well. Wes was great. It went well. It was good length and things, so I put the recorder into Sony Vegas to listen to it, and I was listening to it, and then it went weird. Not on Wes's, but on my side, so I don't know what was wrong with it. It kept going, and I kept like repeating my words.
Huh.
Like, so they're going, so, how are you? So it's kind of like that. So Pamela screwed up, and I haven't really done anything for like 3 months. So even though I've had all this free time, since I've left college, I've had all this free time, and I've done nothing. My motivation's been a little low. That and I've been distracted. It's like, okay, I'm gonna work on a video. Oh my god, I kept playing a keyboard. I've got to watch this. So I've been a little distracted. So now at this moment in time, I'm editing. Personally, I'm editing a rant I did back in April about how, looking back at like shows like Yu-Gi-Oh and Beyblades, I just realized how messed up those shows really were in so many ways. That's coming out soon. On the MH side, I'm working with the lads to continue our series called Half-Life 2 the MH Way, but of course the next one's going to be Half-Life 2 Episode 1 the MH Way, because of course in which we used a mod called Synergy, which is a really good multiplayer mod.
Yeah, you can play the campaign, but with other people.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny when the AI doesn't know which one's Gordon Freeman.
And also, a lot of times hilarity ensues when you like end up accidentally killing each other or something.
Oh, well, that's it though. We didn't accidentally kill each other. We accidentally killed characters that we shouldn't have done at that time. best example when you go when Gordon Freeman goes through the teleporter the first time, he ends up in Dr. Breen's office, and of course he's like, "Who are you? What's it?" And Foul, we all knew this was going to happen. Our friend Foulbeard, in the video, it's me, John, and Foulbeard, and Foulbeard, he already shot Lamar the head crab, and the game continued fine. It continued absolutely, even though like Klein is there talking, Foul's going, "Oh, quick, cover the corpse." Then it gets to Breen, and Foul goes, "Quick, get him!" Bang. But we don't leave the office. We don't leave Breen's office. We still got the teleporter effect in front of us, but we're not leaving the office. Killing Breen was a bad idea. Even though he's the villain, killing him at that time was a bad idea. So
time paradox.
So from that point on, we had to be careful who we killed.
Yeah, I know a lot of times when I was playing, I accidentally killed Alex a couple of times.
Oh, so we're definitely going to be continuing that in episode 1, and we're going to be having a 4th member of our group joining us for as well, because he's recently just got Steam, so he's going to be joining us, which is going to be fun. And I'm editing something else, which I'm really going to get back to because it's such a large project. But yeah, so at this moment in time, it's random rants, little Minecraft videos of MH, and we're also going to plan a Halloween special, hopefully this year, like we did last year. You know, poor trick-or-treater got shot in the face. And yeah, Half-Life 2 episode 1, the MH way. Hopefully we'll start that soon.
Awesome.
Sweet.
All right. You want to ask
now,
us a question?
Now it's my turn. So, we'll start with we did you first, folks. So now we're going to do you, Wes. Wes, when you are creating music, what's like the hardest part for you when doing that?
The beginning. It's just starting it, because I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to create a really fast-paced song, or do I want to create like a relaxed, smooth tone? I pretty much have to go onto YouTube or somewhere else and like listen to just like music that, you know, that could inspire me to make a version of my own or make something completely different. But yeah, the beginning is always the toughest part. And then once you get going into a groove, then like the song pretty much makes itself.
All right, now John's second verse, same with the first. What's the hardest part for voice acting or doing voice acting work for you?
I think the hardest part of voice acting is the acting part, because a lot of people forget that voice acting is 2 parts. It's voice and acting, and
people usually get the voice down.
Yeah, and so like I'm gonna bring up the Lelouch Lamperouge character. You could do like, you know, the deep Johnny Young Bosch voice, and it could be like an imitation of the voice, but if you're not like playing the character, and it's, you know, not very convincing, then you know, that's a sign of like, you know, a bad production, because, you know, the point of voice acting is to you know, to portray the character. Acting is, you know, telling a story through that ensemble of people. And so I always try to, you know, at least I try to create a convincing character when I voice act. And, you know, it's not always just like, oh, I'm just going to talk like this, or I'm going to talk like this. But like, I want people to forget that it's me for a second and acknowledge that, like, oh, it's that big guy that's going to, you know, beat everyone up or whatever. Or a rapist.
I know why you said this. It was brought up in the last recording attempt.
But when I'm I guess I can bring up the story now. When I first started, like my very first few weeks of voice acting, I auditioned for a few things and I got my voice out there. And I guess a couple of people heard it and they decided to like scout me in a Sims machinima. And I played a rapist. And
As you do.
That's lovely.
Yeah. And I guess I did well. It was a hit machinima video. I can't remember where it is now, so I can't really add that to the enhanced podcast link. But it was there, and that was back when I had like my crappy mic. And it has since followed me because people continually either like cast me as the rapist or dreamcast me or whatever.
So that's good. So it's good that if you walk down the street and go up to a woman and say, "Hello, miss," she just looks and goes, "Rapist."
Yeah, I guess I just have that kind of voice.
No.
I just want to know where the
wanted
bathroom is. Yeah. How about you two? What's the weirdest role you've played?
Prostitute.
I remember someone scouted me for the a bridge series. I forget what it was, but like I played this creepy old guy, and I had to use the Herbert voice from Family Guy. It was funny being evil and then talking in that comedic voice at the same time.
But me with the prostitute thing, it was a completely impromptu scene. In fact, I don't think we were even planned for me to be a prostitute. All I was told is, sit and crouch on that bench, because again, this is in Warhawk, crouch on that bench, he'll pull up, go to it and say something. So, I'm crouched on the bench, the Jeep pulls up, I walk up to it and I go, "Hey baby, you looking for a good time? I give you feel all your deepest pain." And I'm walking around this Jeep, you're gonna have to censor this maybe, I go, "I must warn you, a bit of a backstabber," and I stab him and start teabagging and go, "Yeah, get your pay for." So
Actually, I take my statement back. The weirdest role I played was for Machinima, and like I voiced Bowser, and pretty much he had to, how do I put this without being really explicit? He would always have to relieve himself on everyone. Let's say that.
oh, okay. I love to nice him. He just is like, "Hi Bowser." Oh my eyes.
Here, come here. Yeah. It felt so awkward.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing that professionally. Like, there's got to be somebody who has to play that role.
Yeah, like, what's a good example of like a real show that someone would have to like play this like really weird character?
About 2.5 minutes.
There's Herbert in Family Guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's because like, you know, he's always had to. I mean, there's that episode of Family Guy where Chris is laying in bed and Herbert's looking after the kids and finished doing them. Chris just outright asks him, "Are you a pedophile?"
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's it. But people like Herbert despite what he is.
Because he's funny. You remember him.
Yeah, you remember him because he's a pedophile.
I don't know. I mean, any other character and like things I've only seen only a few animes, but I've seen Hellsing, and you know, fanboy's got hold of the woman, and he says like he's gonna defile and stuff. Now that guy you hate because he's doing something bad. Herbert. People like him.
See, even the name Herbert gets me laughing.
You know, just going, "You like popsicles?"
I got a whole freezer full of popsicles in my cellar. Mm.
Oh man, you did that really well.
I scare myself. I remember when I first did it in high school, my friends were like, "Dude, that's like scaringly close."
So we done. So let's say, so between us we've done a prostitute, a rapist, creepy pedophile / guy who does inappropriate things in front of other characters.
Yep.
We could be our own sitcom.
We could. Let's do it.
3 creepy men.
2.5 men.
Oh.
Man, I lost track of who's asking the questions.
I think it's our turn, isn't it?
All right. Wes, you want to ask?
Yeah.
Let me take a look at the list. What kind of equipment do you use? Like what kind of microphone do you use?
And hang on, let me just check the sound of my headset. Something called Plantronics. It's a USB headset. It's not that. It's basically. I did use another headset, but that microphone just decided, hey, I'm not working today. Goodbye. So I got myself a new headset. I got a Dazzle for recording machinima, but it was a bit awkward recording some things. But it worked fine with PS2 most of the time. But with our new TV, it doesn't seem to want to record PS3 at the moment, so I'm trying to work around that. So I got Dazzle to record if I do machinima and if it works, because me and him fell out. Something was said, which I now regret. But with interviews, it's Skype, and it was Pamela before a few things were said, and hopefully this MP3 thing, which John kindly linked me to, will work, and I'll be, as I said, back in the game to record. So yeah, I used a basic headset, which people always point out, like, I should get a new headset. It's not that I need to get a new headset, it's just that I don't really bother cleaning the audio or such, like removing noise, because I don't want to risk losing something in the recording, because I'm not an audio editor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whenever I do like voice lines or something for someone, like this more like I do clean my audio. So yeah, I just use a basic USB headset, Skype, and a free recorder to do interviews. Machinima stuff is normally handled by John, who uses. I'm not sure what he uses anymore. He did use it Dazzle, but now it's something else. But yeah.
Alright. You want to ask us a question real fast?
Yeah, sure. So, well, how did you two start working together?
Oh man, that's this is an awesome story actually. It was.
So you built up the hype now. It has to be awesome.
Yeah.
It was.
John knows it better than I do.
Yeah, it was Jay the Unseen one. Tales of Vesperia, the movie fandom project, and Wes had got cast as Flynn a while back, and then like I auditioned as Yuri Lowell, and I got the part, and I guess when Wes first got news of that, he was like, man, I should do a scene with this guy, and so we did a couple of Tales of Vesperia scenes together. Man, it's so weird thinking back because we're such good friends now, but like
yeah, we're
then,
like, Mr. John Fox, would you please partake in this fandom with me?
Yeah.
And now today we're just like, hey, want to do the scene?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working as a team now, and yeah, so that's pretty much how we got started. Was that we started on a fandom together, and now we're here doing a podcast together.
Yes.
Good times.
Yeah. All right. I want to ask a question before we go into Project Plug and the free talk session of the booth, which is what was your inspiration for doing what you do, Caboose?
Biggest inspiration to get me directly into machinima was, of course, Red vs. Blue.
Yeah.
I mean, I started watching it when it was like partway through Series 5, literally just as that series sort of started. I watched I caught an article about it a section about it on a gaming TV show where they talked about it, and I went straight onto Google Video, found the series, someone uploaded them all back to back, and I kept watching them over and over and over, and then over some more, and I really, really got into the whole machinima thing. Then I watched some more machinima, and really, like, started really to bring out, first it was just Red vs. Blue, then there was some more Halo machinimas, then I looked into some Gary's mods, WoW, and then as of last year I started looking more like at Brawl machinima, really spreading out, looking at all the different genres. And so Red vs. Blue was a big influence of getting into machinima, because when we started, I was pretty much the machinima nut of the group, so I was the one who explained what it was to the others, and that's what we all agreed that it would be something to try. As for inspiration for like what we do in the videos, really it's all improv, looking at what we can do with things in the game, and maybe styles of comedy we pick up from random things like Monty Python, a couple of stand-up comedians, and things like that. So we look at things in the game, like the guy, the horses in Red Dead Redemption keep moving away when you try to get on them to ride. So we have a sketch where a guy's chasing after his horse. The exploding rifle again in Red Dead, there's no like bullet or anything, so the guy literally just looks like he's randomly exploding. So we use that. GTA was always a big one. Basically, it's like we find what we can in the game and do what we want with it on the spot. I mean, we have some rough ideas in our heads. We have a beginning and the end. In the middle, mostly impromptu. Like, the biggest example of impromptu I personally ever done was for something I thought I would never do. And that was being a priest in an online wedding.
I've heard this story, it's really impressive.
Basically, it's again coming back to Warhawk, it all comes back to Warhawk in the end, and I can't wait for Starhawk to see how we can tear that thing apart, to see what we can do. In one of our random sketches, there's a church in a nice map, part of the story, we can hop into it, and I was like a guy doing a gaming related service, and because of that I joined a call with John just to talk to him, and he goes, "Oh, by the way, Caboose, you're going to be a priest for an online wedding." And I was just like, what? And he explained that there's a couple who are still actually going today, so the names are King Fox and Deadly Whisper. So guys, you're there, hello. Those two met in the game, but they also met in real life as well. So, and yeah, so they thought it would be funny to do that, like a little wedding as such. I mean, King Fox, the guy, he didn't have a mic, so his girlfriend has to speak for him. So either way, he was going to say "I do." So
shotgun wedding.
Pretty much. Well, literally shotgun, because those guys were guns. So it gets to the day. The church, we have mines all down these pillars to make it look nice. Guys all crouched on the floor because there's no seats, and they coming up. And I had nothing prepared, so I made up the entire service on the spot.
That's pretty damn impressive.
I think it's because I was just there thinking, "Oh God, I got nothing." I just randomly said things. The service went well. They somehow guessed, despite it being two male characters and not actually being able to do that because the animation's don't allow us. But either way, the emotion was there. And then it turned into a massive gunfight because I threw a grenade at the mines because I was staring at them throughout the whole thing, thinking the words, "God, I want to blow them up. God, I want to blow them up. God, I want to blow them up." So I blew them up. So yeah, that basically a lot of the thing is imprompt from looking at what we got and then doing what we want. That's what we do. And basically that all comes from just watching that one machinima all the way to now. For me personally, it's from watching that machinima to now. So it's all thanks to that one show that I'm here now.
Awesome. All right, I want to get into a project plug real fast for you. So is there anything you want to advertise, or any projects that you've recently finished that you want to show off?
Well, be sure to check out on my channel a show that me and a guy called Blaze16J does, called Gaming Mysteries and Silly Stuff. We basically answer the questions of gaming. Well, your questions of gaming that don't really need asking, but ask anyway, and we'll answer them the best we can. We answer things like, well, I figured out Mario's first name. It's Marco.
That's really right.
So we got like questions like, how does Kirby gain powers from eating people? Why doesn't Gordon Freeman speak in Half-Life? Things like that. Basically, your questions, we answer.
Alright.
Then, of course, there's the Half-Life 2 episode thing that I mentioned before. We're doing that soon, so check out the MH channel. That should start soon.
Alright, and I will be linking the Gaming Mysteries. I guess I should link the video or the channel, whatever, in the Enhanced podcast. All right, and we're in the free talk session, but we're running a little long. So, Caboose, is there anything you want to ask us?
Well, very quickly then, what have you guys got planned for the future?
I'm really sad to say that we don't really. At least I don't have anything big planned. Actually, no, that's a lie. Actually, Wes, you can go first.
Oh, thanks. You're gonna say something and then you push it on me. Okay.
I'm throwing you under the bus. See ya.
I don't have anything big planned, but I guess I am working on more songs. I finally got the motivation to experiment with new sounds and use old styles that I've used in the past. And I think I may do a few more fan dubs here and there too.
All right.
Sweet.
And then, for my thing, I'm actually right now my biggest project is I'm working on a game. It's just an RPG maker, but it's turned out pretty epic so far. And that actually reminds me of a conversation we had pre-podcast, Caboose. You said that you had graduated or had completed like a gaming development course.
Yeah, I did. I went to college for 2 years, studying national diploma in games media. So I did a little bit of like 3D modeling, animating, game design, something that's like programming, but I didn't really do. Well, I actually got an okay grade. I got a good grade with it. But I still didn't think I did good with it. So yeah, it was a mixture of a lot of things, and of course now I'm hunting for a job. A lot easier said than done.
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
especially for gaming. Like if you want to get into the gaming industry.
Yeah, we want AAA experience. How can I get it when you won't give it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, I spent 2 years of my life because I really enjoy games. People who know me as a really oddly creative person, and I wanted to put my creativity in a medium that I enjoy, so other people can enjoy as well. Because that's what I wanted to do. I want to see people enjoying the medium.
Yeah, I think that's the goal of anybody in the entertainment industry.
Except EA.
That was a good one.
Oh man.
Well, I won't be getting a jump with them.
That was a third
Otherwise-
degree burn.
Yeah. Everybody wish Caboose good luck getting a job.
Yes.
All our 2 podcast listeners. Second degree burn for us.
Yeah. Ow.
Fire everywhere.
Get it with fire.
All right. We're running pretty long, so I guess we should probably end it soon. So be sure to tune in next week for the booth. Hopefully next week for the booth. If you want to be a guest on the booth, be sure to go to theboothpodcast.blogspot.com. There's a form you can fill out to be a guest on the podcast. And hopefully we'll actually have one next week. I feel really bad for missing last week, but can't be helped.
My fault.
That's all right. And Caboose, how about you? You want to plug your next episode?
Well, now that I've got the MP3, I've now technically interviewed Wes, so that's done. So basically my next interview will be trying to re-interview Ray Koval, the guy who did the Taste the Cake music video, because he actually asked me, can he redo his interview? Because he feels his last one wasn't really good, so I said, yeah, sure, I just gotta find it recorded, which I have now. Thank you, John. So that will be done when it's done, because I'm currently doing a rant video about how Yu-Gi-Oh! Beyblade are really screwed up in my mind now.
All right, fans. So you have a lot to look forward to.
Oh yeah, a lot of pointless ranting.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, everyone. And see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah, see you next time.
Insert outro here.